All right, welcome to the Redemption Dynasty team call. What is today? This 9th, June 9th. Go lay down. I'm sorry, my dog is obnoxious. I am just going to share my leaderboard, and then we're going to let MacKenzie take over because she has some great stuff to talk about. So I'm going to do this super, super fast, so please hold. I just updated it like 2 seconds ago. Share. All right, so right now, if we look at our leaderboard, we have me and McKenna both at Success Club 2, meaning we changed one life so far this month. And then at Success Club 6 is Caitlin, and I didn't even know this, and I'm not even like mad, but I'm also like, how did I not know? I just went to my back office and I was like, oh my God, Caitlin's at Success Club. So Caitlin is all the things this week. She is the top recruiter as well as the coach of the week because she's at Success Club as the 9th of the month, and she has a whole more than half of the month to like crush it. It's so important, or like also like so much easier on your business when you hit Success Club in the first half of the month, because now like Caitlin gets to focus on things like finding working coaches and working on, oh my God, sneak peeks and stuff like that, instead of stressed about hitting Success Club like the last minute, because she has already hit Success Club. So it's super, super exciting. Congrats. I am so surprised I didn't know. You're literally going to hit diamond and you're not even going to tell me. I'm like going to look at my back office and be like, well, Caitlin's a diamond. I'm not even going to know. So congrats. You're rocking it. I'm proud of you. That's all I have to say. Push for Success Club by as soon as possible. The 15th is that like halfway through the month mark. So if you can hit Success Club by the 15th, that's really, really, really like a good goal. I hope you guys could hear me because it was like weird. Could you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to mute myself because, well, MacKenzie's talking. If you don't know MacKenzie, all of you know MacKenzie because all of you follow me. And MacKenzie is literally my best friend in this business. And I'm super excited for her to talk. So MacKenzie has been coaching as long as I've been coaching, a little bit less than I've been coaching. She's on the Desire Empire. She's a rock star. She is also a teacher and killing it. And I'm super excited for her to talk. So she is going to talk about objections, but ways to find a follow-up within an objection. So a lot of times we hear objections and sometimes we object them, sometimes we push back, and sometimes we don't. But looking for a way to have something else to talk with people about later. But Ken, before you talk about that, can you tell your story a little bit? Tell a little bit about why you became a coach, your health and fitness journey. I would like to know a little bit about you know, the parts that made you cry and everything.
Okay, not gonna cry. I'm not here for this. I didn't even think about the fact that I was gonna talk about that. Ugh. Okay, so basically, it's kind of fitting because I just posted a transformation picture on Instagram like 10 minutes ago. So if you haven't seen it, go look at it. But basically, the reason that I started coaching was that like I was a burnout, overworked teacher with like 0% health. I, was doing all the wrong things and I was miserable and I didn't have friends. So basically like everything that you get with a boot camp and coaching, like that's what I craved, like a community, my health, like some sort of change. And so a little bit of backstory, like I've grew up a dancer and a cheerleader. So like being like fit was never really a problem. Like I never had an issue with that. And so I was like, I'm 5'3", so I'm like short. I was always pretty lean. I never really had to like work for a body or anything, but like I had a small appetite. So like eating wasn't an issue. Fast forward to college, I gained the freshman 20, my first year. The next year I ended what was a pretty volatile relationship. Like it ended and my whole life shifted. So that was sophomore year of college. Junior year of college, I let like every boy in the book abuse and abuse me. So that was really hard, emotionally, physically, mentally, and I was just in a really bad headspace. So I thought I was going to fix it by like diving into like Jesus and going on a mission trip. And so I ended up living in Florida, literally like 10 steps from where Teresa lives. And I lived in Florida for 12 weeks. Yeah, 12 weeks. And I like did missions there and everything. And so while I was like getting my life together, I really was actually tearing my health apart, because like I kept telling myself like, it's okay that you're like this, like you can eat whatever you want. It makes you feel good, like whatever. So when I left for this 12-week trip and I came back, and my mom literally picked me up from the airport and didn't recognize me. I had gained 25 pounds in 12 weeks. So that was 2014. So yeah, getting my life apart. Oh yeah. So I thought, you know, I had all my ish together. Really didn't. I actually was just putting up a really big front. And so I had 2 more years left in college. College was a mess. I changed my major 3 times because I didn't actually know what I wanted to do, because I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do, which was what everyone else wanted me to do. Stupid. Don't do that. So in my last 2 years of college, like, I finished everything. I student taught. I got hired at my dream school. You know, teaching second grade was what I always wanted. So then fast forward to the fall of my first year of teaching, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. My grandfather, I was grieving his death for like a year, and that was brutal on me. Like one of the first men that I've ever loved died. And it was horrible. And then my sister started college, and so we're really close, and so her moving 3 hours away was really hard on me as well. So it's kind of like everything was happening to me at one time, and I literally couldn't handle it. So being at my dream school, they provide dreamy things like cakes and cookies and food and all the things, and they're just like, here, you're a teacher, life is hard, eat the things. So I gained 20 pounds in my first year of teaching. So that was fun, along with that and like stress. And so that picture is actually from my first year of teaching, the one I posted on my Instagram today. So along with all of that happening, I just like my life was out of control. I saw like the biggest number on the scale I had ever seen. And it was like 172 pounds. Now keep in mind, I am 5'3", so that's like dangerously like obese or whatever it is on the scale, you know, for my height and everything. And so it was really hard. My mental state was like really bad. I was depressed. I would go to work, come home, do things, stuff my face with food, and then go to sleep and do it all over again. So like that was the way I coped, and it was obviously very dangerous. And so fast forward, second year of teaching, my dad's cancer free. I'm still like having no outlet. I had no idea what I was doing, like just miserable. And so that's when in December, Kate actually sent me an invite. If you don't know, you guys saw it. Okay. She is our coach, and she was a miserable burnout teacher whose health was out of control. And she sent me an invite in December of 2017. And it actually was like, no, I don't need that. Like, I'm doing this sort of thing. And like, I was trying Tone It Up. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. So it was like a nutrition program, but it was like not right for my body. Like I didn't get any results from it, but like kudos to you if it works for you. But what happened was about 2 weeks after that invite that Kate sent me, I ended up in the hospital. First time ever, I was in the ER. I was super sick just because like I wasn't taking care of my body. And so during my second year of teaching, I tried to go to the gym and all this. And like, I just really didn't know what I was doing, but I was like hitting things hard. And over Christmas break, I stopped. And so like my body kind of like shut down because I wasn't taking care of myself. I didn't know how. And so that's when I was just kind of like, okay, here's a wake up call. So I started doing things for myself, but then every time Kate invited me, I gave her an excuse. Like, I can't afford it. I don't have time. This isn't for me. It'll never work. You know, all the things that you probably said, or all the things that you've heard from people, are the things that I said too. But yet every month, Kate was in my inbox, and Kate replied to my stories, and Kate built a relationship with me. And I still like, I was obsessed with her and with Sydney, and like they had no idea. Like, I would talk about them to my friends, and people would be like, who are you talking about? I'm like, these girls on Instagram, they're amazing. Like, I just like want to be just like them. It was so weird, very weird. So it was my 25th birthday. God, I'm so old. in April of last year, and I woke up and I was like, this can't be my whole life. Like, I can't just like wake up, be a teacher, be exhausted, go to bed and do it all over again every day. Like, this cannot be it. Like, there's gotta be something more. And so I was like, I think I'm gonna message Kate, like, and just kind of see, because like she was getting insane results with 80-day obsession at the time. And Sydney was getting really good results. And like, it was just kind of like, they're like being friends and like all that. And so like, I was like, I just need something, like, I need something really bad. And so the day I woke up to message her, she messaged me first. And I literally responded and I said, I think this is divine intervention because I was going to message you today. And I literally signed up with my challenge pack for 80-day obsession on the bus to a field trip to the nature center with my children. Barry, don't ever tell my boss that. But that was like how committed I was, because I was like, if I don't do this right now, I'm gonna make another excuse, you know, like I'm never gonna change my life. And so ever since then, like, I haven't looked back, and it's been the best thing for me. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was just like the follow-up, because I think my story relates so much to that, because I was followed up with so many times, no matter how many excuses I gave. And I feel like a lot of my clients and coaches are people that they are not really coming from the initial invite. You know, most of them are coming from follow-up after follow-up after follow-up, or like when I'm building relationships with people. And even now, like a year and some change later, so like I'm 14 months into all of this, I am getting people in, like literally 2 days ago, like, hey, I'm so sorry. I've been ignoring you for all this time, but can we talk about this? And I sent that to Teresa, and I was like, look, I invited her like 7 times over the last 10 months, and she literally never responded. But like, here's the thing, like, it might not be their time, because in December, it wasn't my time. In January, February, and March, it wasn't my time. No matter how many different ways Kate asked me, I wasn't ready yet. And like, the people that you're inviting and the people that you're building relationships with on Instagram or Facebook or in person, wherever it is you're running your business and however it is you're shining your light, those people have to be ready too. Just because you're ready to invite them doesn't mean they're ready to say yes. So you have to be strong in that, and not let the negativity or the objections or anything exhaust you and make you want to be burnt out on sending invites or whatever it is, because like, the proof is in the follow-up. Like, that is where you're going to find your people. You cannot just send them that one invite and think they're going to join your boot camp on Monday. They're not. And if they are, it's awesome. That has happened to me maybe like 3 times. Okay. But like, time after time after time, it's in the follow-up. So what I want you to do is throw into the chat any objections that you hear. Like, hey, I'm having a boot camp or a virtual fit club or whatever. It starts on this day. Do you think you want to do it? So I know people will ghost you. I know people will say yes right off the bat. I know people will straight up say no, quit messaging me, like whatever. But like, what are some of the things that people are actually saying to you that are like, you look at as excuses or objections or things that maybe you don't know how to respond to? That's my favorite one. Okay. I didn't mean to hit yes on your poll is hilarious. Okay, so time and finances are huge. So a lot of people will say they don't have time. So whether it's like, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm a mom, I'm too busy, I don't have time, or whether it's like, I don't want to make the time, you know, like whatever it is, or if it's not the right time, I'm going on vacation, or I can't right now. Whatever it is, like when I get something like that, I usually respond with something like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I totally understand that. I'm a teacher as well. Or I have a lot going on in my schedule too. Then I hope that you're finding the time to invest in yourself because you deserve it. Would there be a better time for me to check back in with you? Or if it's like, I can't, based on time and finances, I don't have the money right now. Oh, okay, girl, it seems like you're super interested. When do you get your next paycheck? You know, or when would be a good time to check back in with you? What about your finances right now are you struggling with? Is there anything I could be like, you know, thinking about you for? If you're the praying kind of person, like, I would love to like pray over that or connect with you on that or whatever. One thing that I preach to my team a lot is when you're inviting or chatting with people, feel, felt, found. It's super important when you're objecting. Stop laughing at me. Is like, I feel this way. Like, I totally understand how you're feeling. I know for 6 months I said that I couldn't afford it either. I'm a poor teacher, and so budgeting is like super important. And then it's like, felt, you know, like, I feel this way. I understand how you feel. This is how I felt. But what I found was when I decided to, you know, save up for this, it has been the best thing for my health, my mental clarity, you know, my sanity, whatever it is. And so like diving into those excuses, because I know it's so easy to be like, oh, okay, girl, see ya. Like, thanks so much. Or double tapping and liking their message because you don't want to be that person that kind of dives in. But the thing is, there are those people who are like, oh my God, like she cares, like she's worried, and like maybe there's a reason that she's thinking about me, or like maybe she actually isn't just copying and pasting her message when you probably are, and I do. So, you know, like time and finances are huge. I didn't mean to hit yes on your poll. Oh, okay, girl, thanks so much. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Or like, you know, like say that, but then send her an invite the next month. You know, respond to her story when you see it in 3 days. Like, don't immediately like ask them if that's what they want to do, but I would totally follow up with them for sure, because in all honesty, they probably did mean to hit yes, and now they're freaking out. Confrontation is hard, and like being ready for something like this is hard. I'm going on vacation, excuses on diagnosis such as diabetes. And so diabetes and like things like that are kind of tough to combat unless you're dealing with them. So if you're like, reach out on our team page, the Desire Empire or Redemption Dynasty or whatever, and just be like, hey, does anyone struggle with diabetes? Before you're responding, be like, oh my gosh, I totally understand that. We have XYZ number of girls on our team or challengers who experience that as well. And I'd love to share you how they make it work. You know, like people will use things as a crutch, you know, to get out of it. Yeah, like my friend so-and-so, or I'm pregnant, or whatever it is, like those are big. I'm traveling this summer. I don't have the money. Those are kind of all the same. A lot of times people give suggestions because they're scared. Yes, that is totally true. And so when you get those objections, or when you're like following up and you're like, when would be a better time for you? And they're like, in May. And then you're like coming to them in May and they still have an excuse. Just keep connecting with them. Like go the next week and like their story, comment on their picture, send them a message. Hey girl, thinking about you. Just want to make sure you're okay. Like whatever it is. And then they're number one, your stuff's going to start popping up on their feed more and more. They're going to start seeing you. Oh my God, keto. Don't get me started on that. Just stay in their feed, like be all up in their face. Like you are right there, like reminding them what it is that you're doing and the gift that you have and the party that you are throwing, so that they want to be around. Because like for both Teresa and I, we wanted to be a part of this so bad, but we just like didn't do it. A lot of people want it so bad, but just like don't do it. They're just like not bold enough. And none of us probably, we weren't either. So let me see. Okay. Keto. I have a friend who loves keto. Like she's all for it. She runs like miles and miles every day. Keto works for her, but she also knows when she goes off keto, she literally blows up the second she eats something, and then she goes back on it again. Keto is stupid. I don't understand. Whatever. It's one of those fad diets. Like we might as well just drink Slim Fast. Like it drives me nuts. It's very hard to combat that because people who do things like keto or Weight Watchers or any of that, like they think they're in the right. So it's just like, not only telling them, but showing them, you know, like, it's not like, what is it? Do what I do, see what I, whatever that phrase is, say what, I don't know. Show them through what you are doing. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Show them by what you are doing that it's working and it's producing long-term results. Get your own results. yeah, carbs are awesome. Like, I can't imagine not eating carbs. So one person actually told me, yeah, my friend gave me the containers, so I'm good. And I told them, well, you can actually buy similar containers at Walmart, you know. Awesome that you have the containers, but do you are you following the nutrition plan? Could you use some workouts? What about just it being involved in a community of women to help build you up every single day? Like, there's so many different aspects that are built in with our boot camps. And also a thing that has been like, I've been thinking about a lot lately is calling it a boot camp. Like, people were thinking like army style-ish, like, I'm not doing 3 million push-ups every day. I'm not that strong. So like, I've started using like virtual fit club or like other words more, because I think boot camp is a little scary. And I think that is kind of what worries people, but also just like being a product of the product. Like, it's like our number one vital behavior. And so like, not just telling them, tell them in the follow-up, you know, like show them. Okay, like show them on your Instagram. Like, if you're not getting on your Instagram and number one, inviting with your voice and following up and showing these people that what you're doing matters and that you're getting lasting results, even if you feel like you're not, you're never going to really move your business forward. Just saying. All out of love. But I'm just saying because I've been there and I get it. And I go through a lot of phases where I like just stop talking about stuff on my story. I'm just like showing it and talking about it are very different things. Like, people feel way more connected when you're like, hey, this is what you get in a boot camp. It's this and this plus this and this. And this is what I'm eating today. I know you guys think that I like starve myself and eat like a bird, but like, this is actually like 80 pounds of food that I'm stuffing in my body every day. And look, I still can like go out in a swimsuit. So it's just like, you know, like, I'm literally tired. Just like show up, you know, life is chaotic. A lot of you guys are teachers. I feel like, I don't really know. A lot of you are moms. I know a couple of you are moms, like, and then people who have their own routine. I don't think anyone said that. People who have their own routines, that's kind of hard to come back to. I get a lot of people who like do Orange Theory or Cycle Bar, whatever, but like, then you push nutrition. Like, well, how's your nutrition? Like, could you use like meal plans? Like, I have this amazing new program and it shows you all about how to eat food. And then they're going to be like, well, what about my husband? Oh my gosh, it's perfect for him too. It shows you exactly how to feed your family. Well, what about my kids? Oh, this is even better. We have all of these easy lunch ideas for you to send in your kids' lunchbox. Like, there are so many different programs that Beachbody has. And there are so many different aspects of your boot camp that you can offer people. You don't just have to sign them up with 80-day obsession. You don't just have to get them on Transform 20. Like, if you're not asking, like, when people reach out to you, like, you need to be asking, like, instead of like, here's the program I'm doing, this is what you're going to do. Like, ask them what they want. What results do you want to see? What are your health and fitness goals? Because that is also something that matters. And that's a way that you can follow up with people. Oh, well, I have my own routine. Well, awesome. Are you getting the results that you want? Are you feeling good? How is it going for you? And if they're like, yeah, then that's your end to check back in with them in a month. Hey girl, how's Orange Theory going? And they're probably going to be like, I haven't been in 6 weeks, you know, or it got really expensive, so I had to give it up, because that stuff is expensive. Okay, I'm just going to keep blubbering. So if you guys have any questions.
No, I love it. So I have a couple things I want to highlight. If you have questions, drop them in the chat, because we still have time. So if you have questions about objections, about maybe how she follows up or following up at all, any of those things, drop them in the chat, and she will answer them in a second. But I have a couple things that I like love that she said, and I just want you guys to like hear it again, because I think that it was like really important. I really, really, really liked how she was like, your people have to be ready. Like, it's not all about you being ready to invite. Like, your people need to be ready, because I think sometimes we take rejections or no's personally. I think we're like, well, how can I change my business? What am I doing on my Instagram? A lot of times people think like, the way that I get this all the time, guys. People are like, I need more people to follow me. I need this in my Instagram. I need that in my Instagram, because nobody's saying yes to me. And they're changing everything that they're doing all the time. But when sometimes it's just like, the people aren't ready yet. It doesn't matter how ready you are. Sometimes your people aren't ready. Keep showing up and keep doing the things, like, and it's gonna work out. And I really liked how she was asking, like, would there be a better time to check in? Is there a way that I can, like, help you, like, plan through this? I really think those are good questions to help you figure out a time to follow up. Sometimes people are like, not right now, and you can be like, oh, like, why? Like, what's going on right now? Is there a better time that I can check in with you? It gives you a concrete reason to follow up with somebody, and it gives you a time, right? So they're going to expect you to follow up with them, and you want to, so I really like, I think it's Melly Mitra, I don't know if you've seen this, Kenz, but she talked about, like, getting a yes eventually. Like, no, maybe they're going to say no, maybe they're going to say they don't want to do this now. Well, then ask other questions, and even if it's like a yes to, like, yes, you can follow up with me, get a yes eventually. Like, you know, get a reason to connect with them again. I really like that. Be in their stories. She also was like, if they say they have their own routine, if they say whatever, like, love and support what they're doing, offer other things that might supplement what they're doing, but ultimately, like, love and support them through that. Like, oh, girl, I hope that works well for you, and, like, check back in with them. Be in their feed, you know, reply to their stories, reply to their whatever, engage with them, be social on social media. Like, that is the whole point. And then I really, like, ask what their goals are, because when I started as a coach, this is not something that I did. I did not ask people what their goals were. I was very, very oriented on doing the program that I was doing. So right now I'm doing, like, Lift 4 and Transform 20. And I would be like, okay, I only need people that are doing Lift 4 and Transform 20. This is what we're doing. And I would, like, bend over backwards to manipulate the program I was doing to fit somebody's goals. And sometimes you can do that. Like, I think a lot of the nutrition plans can be fit to most people's goals. But ultimately, serve them. Ask them how long they have. Ask them what their goals are. What do they struggle with? And then find a solution for them that's going to be well. And some of you guys are like, well, I've only ever done 80-day obsession. Like, I don't think Danielle's done anything else except 80-day obsession. Like, a couple of you, Caitlin's only done, like, I know Caitlin's done a bunch. Like, some of you guys have only done, like, 2 programs. And so you're like, well, how do I explain other programs? If you're not sure, you know, like, you can look on the team pages, you can ask me, you can ask other people in our feed, you know, like, or in our group, like, we know other things. If you're like, oh, this person doesn't have time, you know, yeah, get on BOD. You can, like, search, you can sort the workouts by things like intensity, you can sort them by, like, yes, the coach office, so that you can do your research. You know, you could Google it, but you can sort the workouts by time, you can sort them by intensity, you can sort them by, like, trainers. So there's lots of ways that you can kind of look into those things. So, but ask them what their goals are and, like, match that instead of just, like, offering them what you have. All right, we have her for, like, 8 more minutes. Are there any questions? Kenz, is there anything else you want to add? If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat.
I don't think I have anything else. I just black out when I talk, and I have ADHD, so sorry. I don't really know what I said. Hope it was helpful.
No, I think it was helpful. I almost, Caitlin, are you typing something? Nod your head. I feel like she's, yeah, it's like I think she's typing something. So we're waiting for that to come through. And Kenz, I'm so proud of you for coming on my team call. Thanks.
Let me tell you guys, she asked me at literally like 10 o'clock this morning, and I was in my bed, and she was like, you don't have to do this, but, like, can you? And I was like,
but I think my people would really love it.
Sometimes I have people just easiest and best way to explain. Okay, have you seen that call from Team Elevate about, okay, so it is hard because Shakeology is so expensive, but you have to kind of break it down as, like, it's not a protein shake. And I think the whole world has this whole, like, protein shake stigma where you can, like, go buy it at GNC or get yourself some Slim Fast or, like, whatever it is. But, like, there's, like, graphics out there if you search, Shakeology, because, like, the ingredients and, like, if you've done 80-day obsession, I don't know if it still comes on, but remember T when, like, the Shakeology man videos would come up at the end of our workouts? No, she never pays attention to that kind of stuff. Okay, so he would like come on at the end. It would be like a 20-minute. My mom always talked about it when she was working out. And it would like talk about how like the plants and all this stuff are like so expensive and they're like so like sought out in the world and like it's very expensive. So like you're literally getting it for like $3 something a day, especially with the coaching price. So like if they're spending that $3 something a day on Starbucks and they don't want to spend that $3 something a day on their health, like I would kind of point that out because a lot of people don't understand that. Yeah, public objections are huge. So I talk about, I've talked about like different ingredients on my story a lot and how like I drink this shake or have this shake no matter what every single day. Like me on the cruise last week, like walking with it in my cup. Like I literally packed almond milk in my suitcase and like went and got ice from the restaurants and like shook it and like drink it at the pool. Like I went to like whatever, stop it, Teresa, whatever like means necessary to make sure I had it because it makes me feel good. And the thing is like people don't understand until they drink it for so long that it works, that it's helpful, that it's good for your health. And if doctors like OBs and people like that, like, are like, this is so safe for you to drink during pregnancy. And they're like, this is highly encouraged. If there's something that's good for you to have while you're creating a human, I think it's fine and it's worth it and it's healthy for you to have it any other time. So like, it's kind of like you have to point out that people's health needs to be a priority to them because if they can spend the money at Chick-fil-A, I think they can spend it on their health. And like it's just like a meal, like they put it into their grocery budget, it just comes out once a month. It's hard, like especially like younger people, it's hard to understand, it's like comprehend because it's like $100. Nobody wants to spend $100 on a box of powder that comes to their house, you know. But like talk about what it's done for you and talk about it on your story every single day and show it on your story every single day and all the ways that you make it. Like have a mug cake, throw a bunch of chocolate on it, people like that.
Yeah, I think since I've shared it more, like I used to not share my shake very often because I wasn't a shake human and I was like, it's okay, I drink it because I'm supposed to. But when I started sharing it more, more people ask about it, more people are interested in it, and more I get less objections about it because they hear how much genuinely I love it. And Caitlin specifically, I know is something that you love. It's something that you really believe in too. So share that more. Same with like Anise shares it all the time, how much she loves it and like she's breastfeeding and like how she still drinks it and how it's like life-saving. And I think that like that genuine love for the product really, really helps.
Yeah, for sure. And then like it is basically free with the challenge pack. So I always talk about like you get your workouts, you get your nutrition plans, and then you for free, like as an added bonus, you get a free month of shakes. And I'm like, those shakes that I love, you know, or whatever. So
especially with a sale right now, like $140, like that's literally you're getting your shake basically for free because you know like if you do like do the annual access for $140 and you get like some other equipment with it, like shakes are $130 on their own. You're getting $140 for a month of your shakes and all of the other stuff, you know, like it's literally basically free. So talk about that. I want to take a picture. Caitlin, I don't know where you just went, but come back.
Come back.
Back to me. Okay, I'm going to take a picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, I took it. It's just going to snap later, but I promise I already took it. Let's see. This is my computer that's so old. Anything else? We have 2 whole seconds. Thank you. Kenz, I am so glad that you got on. I really think that you like spoke life into me and my people, and I just needed to remember how important it is to like actually object objections because it's so easy to like cower down when somebody tells you they can't and just kind of be like, I don't like conflict, so I'm the first to be like, okay, sorry, it's not working for you. Okay, have fun. And so I just needed this reminder. So thank you. You're a blessing and we love you.
Thank you for having me. You guys are rock stars. Go object some people.
Yes. I will talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye.